Uh, Welcome, friends, and welcome to the face-to-face corporate series show. My name is Avinash Gorakshekar, and in these face-to-face corporate series interviews, friends, we introduce to you emerging corporates, from emerging sectors, and we try to explain to you what is their business model, their growth prospects going forward. So today, friends, we got a very interesting company by the name of Perfect Infraengineers Ltd, and we have the top management team with us. We have the CFO and the Executive Director, Manisha Mehta, and we have Krishna Mehta, who is the Head of Marketing with us. Uh, Krishna as well as Manisha ma'am, thank you very much for sparing your valuable time with us today. I'm quite sure that this will be a very fruitful discussion and we'll be able to understand your company better.
Thank you,
Thank you. Thank
Avinash.
you for having us.
Thank you for
Okay.
taking us on this platform.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Manisha ma'am, my first question to you would be that if you could tell us something about your product in general, because I understand Perfect Infra Engineers is into a very unique kind of product. So, if you could tell us something about your product, and Krishna, then you could add and tell us, how big is this opportunity in terms of the market opportunity in India, and in specifically, Manisha ma'am, since you all have started this company, if you could tell us something about your business journey, how did this journey start? And what is the kind of positioning of the company as on date?
So we started this company in 1996. It was a purely air conditioning company. Window air conditioners, the national window air conditioners were the first of which we launched. And with the growth of this sector and the opening of the economy, we also grew. And conditioning company, and we did the whole of the air conditioning job of turnkey or air conditioning. Then we added plumbing and electricals. But all the time we were having a feeling that we do not have a product of our own. We were a very good engineering company. Most of the complicated air conditioning works across India, abroad, in Africa, in Tanzania also we have done very successfully. But since as a good engineering company, we had a lacuna of a gap. Own product was so we started with manufacturing of electrical panels initially, which was a backward integration of our electrical business, but it was again a me too product. So when we got this opportunity with a company called Suntrack, we went there and we found out that this is a product which is a future of the air conditioning industry. It saves through an renewable source. It saves the air, air conditioning energy of heard of in this industry. And it was quite complicated. First we thought of we are just importing, and then import the value of product which we import and sell will not penetrate the market, because and then we thought of making the own product, and we signed the technology agreement with the US company. And later on we the to showcase the whole product, whether it is going well or not. And then we I would say last 2 years post COVID, all we started this manufacturing and installing at various strategic locations across India.
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
I think
so to take this forward, to give you a sense of what the market is here, as she said, our product, to give you a background, our product is connected. It is only and only for the air conditioners in your building, in your commercial complexes or hospitals or hotels or everywhere. So in any such building which is air conditioned, up to 60, even 80% of your buildings air condition buildings electrical bills or electrical requirement is air conditioning. So it's the biggest, I would say, biggest elephant in the room when it comes to renewable energy or sustainability goals of this country or for the world for that matter. And today there is for air conditioning. This is the first such product which can reduce your electricity bills of air conditioning by, as she said, 40-50%. There is no such product available in the market, and it is unheard of in this industry. Getting to what kind of scale we have here, or what kind of market we see here today, every new building being made today is air conditioned. At least in northern India, that is definitely true. What we have seen is, so our product is specifically made for commercial include very specific of ACs like BRFs and chillers and ductables. Those are very specific type of ACs. From what we have understood from the market, and of course, there are various reports available, but they don't go into such depth. That around 10 lakh tons of air conditioning, new chillers or VRFs or ductables are sold every year in India. India is one of the fastest growing air conditioning market in the world, having a CAGR of over 10 to 15% is what we have known. So is absolutely massive. From what we have understood, it crosses 8 to 10,000 crores is what we have seen as a market for us. Of course, penetrable market is fairly lower, and what we will achieve is what we will see. But the scale that is possible here is so large. Plus, we don't have any other product that we see which is similar to ours in this market. There is nobody who is working in the renewable energy space in the air conditioning business. You can search this. We till date haven't found any similar product in the market. So large, we have our own problems. There is pushback from the market. Getting such a, I would say, breakthrough technology, penetrated in such a market which is so closely held by certain players, it takes time. But when once the acceptability comes in, once the awareness is created, the sky is the limit. So in the first year when we started, as she said, around 2018-19 is when we started. We in the first year we sold probably 1 dozen units of our panels, but they went to, I would say, important Maharashtra, McDonald's and such important clients. Then COVID came in 2 years. We wasted a lot of time there. Such a new product, it is difficult to sell without meeting people. But after that, in the last 2.5 years, we have sold over 300-350 units across the country. And these are not small clients who are buying our products. We have government of Maharashtra, as I said, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Chhattisgarh, Himachal Pradesh now, who have already bought so many of our panels. PSUs like NTPC, REC, Indian Oil have already. Private companies like Mahindra, you call, Adani, Hero, Honda, Dana, all of these brands have already bought our products and now are buying more. So, the scale, as you asked me, is so great here. It's just a matter of time we reach there.
Okay, I think very well articulated by you, Krishna. Now tell me two things. One is what is the present capacity of our factory at Rabale? How many units can we make in a year? And secondly, I was wondering that how important are certifications and obviously meeting the customers important. Like a lot of testing goes before the product is accepted. So how important is the testing and the certification? How much time does this normally take? And what's your install capacity?
Sure. So answering your first question, very straightforward. So our factory here, we are sitting here in Rabale. It is Navi Mumbai. So it's a make in India product. We are very proud of that. As she said, we first started importing, but now we have a factory here. We make it ourselves. So today, our manufacturing capacity is such that we can produce up to almost 8-10 panels, 8-10 units a day. So that brings out a capacity of probably 3 isn't that much. So today we are not worried about how much we can manufacture in this plant. If we can buy the raw materials in time, if the cash flows are right, it's very easy to scale up, the manufacturing of this product. Even if our, demand goes over the 3,000 panels I'm talking about, it is very easy to set up a new factory here because this is essentially a assembly unit. Because our product is such, there are over 56 components inside my product. Each of those components are very well designed and are suppliers. We cannot manufacture each of those products inside our own factory. So we have suppliers for a lot of this. Most of them are, India-based suppliers. A lot of them are in Maharashtra, Gujarat, etc. So, manufacturing capacity is not a limit for a company like mine. So answering your second question, demonstrations or showing this technology to people was a big challenge in the initial years, I would say. it is difficult. So if you have no installations anywhere, or if you have a handful of installations, it is difficult acknowledging there. Nobody will sit in an office where the AC is not running, so people are scared about it. But today, 3 years hence, 4 5 years hence, we have reached a stage where people are not worried about giving us demonstration units. We have had cases where, day one, I convinced, a top management of a company to do this demonstration. 1 week, it takes a week for, my person to go see the site, see the AC, convince, decide where to keep the panel, etc. Within the next week, we supply, install the that we get our reports. So it can vary from a few weeks to a month, maybe 2 months at max is the demonstration period that we show people. It is very easy to check how this product works. You have an AC, it is consuming some electricity. You can put a meter, you can check the consumption. It's very simple. You install our panel after a few days of working, and you see yourself in the energy meters that the consumption goes down by 40-50%. It is as simple as that. And today we have over 2 dozen such reports by reputed numbers, governments and the private companies who are claiming these numbers. Just before this call, maybe an hour ago, before this call, AIS Glass, very large company in India, just demonstrated their first piece a month ago and gave me a signed stamped report on their letterhead saying that they saw 36% saving. It will soon go on my website by tomorrow. So it is as simple as that.
Okay. So I think what you say is that testing and demonstration is very important initially. Manisha ma'am, now tell me one thing, like,
Definitely.
I believe, the fourth quarter numbers for March 23 have been very encouraging. In fact, congratulations for that very good performance. Revenue has increased, EBITDA has also increased. So first of all, I want to understand from you as the CFO, what was the key reason for this improvement? If you could share us and tell us some key reasons for this improvement.
Yeah. So we already had a lot of orders from Gujarat and where we had done the marketing, and basically it is in the summer the brilliance. So if the whole manufacturing I have to release before March, and to my distributors, to my installers, so that in April and May they can install, and wherever is a demonstration unit or wherever is the new unit. So all the sales what we have done in the month of Feb, March, and all the payments, because we have to give credit to our distributors. So we have to give, so 45 days, 60 days, they start paying us. So now all the realizations have happened what we have
So
done in
one
March.
more point to add there is in that quarter we also had two very large projects that took place. Government of Maharashtra and government of Chhattisgarh. These two clients of ours gave us two very large orders, which affected and showed good results there. And we are slowly now Gujarat government is also giving us large orders. A few days ago, one of them came in. So we are seeing a big, majority of seeing slowly, the demonstration pieces which we were done 2 years, 3 years ago, today are showing results. People are putting repeat orders now, which is showing, on our books.
I think Krishna just wanted to ask another additional question, that in the fourth quarter, what was the kind of volume, which we saw? Because I believe, you said we can make about 300 odd units in a year, 10 to 12 every day. So in this quarter, if Krishna, if you could tell us what has been the volume number, because, the revenue has increased compared to the previous March quarter, the operating EBITDA has come in quite significantly, almost a 30% EBITDA margin. So what was the volume number for fourth quarter and full year? What was the number of units we sold, roughly, to get an idea about whether, the scalability started kicking in?
So see, it is important to understand the history to see the growth that we are having here. As I initially said, in the first year of our selling, we probably sold probably 1 dozen, maybe 2 dozen of 20 odd units. Then COVID came in, things came to a sort of a standstill. But probably 50 units, then it was 100. Now last year we sold over 200 units. So it is an exponential graph that we are seeing here. It is not gradual 10-15% rise. It is an exponential graph. Over the next financial year, we expect to 2x or 3x our numbers here. And that's the reason we are so confident of our growth here because word of mouth itself is showing us such good results. And the barriers that were there before a few years ago are now slowly going down. So the number hopefully over.
Okay. So fine, understood. I think very rightly pointed out. Krishna, now tell me one thing. Since you said scaling up is happening very fast, and you have adequate capacity, can we assume that there's a decent amount of operating leverage available for the company? Because obviously you have adequate capacity now. As more and more orders come in, you all will be able to scale up the existing capacity and get a decent utilization. So can we expect that अगले 1.5-2 साल में operating leverage का भी benefit company को मिलेगा?
That's show better numbers going forward. But a few things to mention here is that, see, although we do have the capacity to manufacture, but we require funds to manufacture. Our product is such that I would say the production cycle is such that it takes up. So if today my factory is absolutely empty, and if I start from scratch, it will take me 2 to 3, even 4 months to manufacture my first unit. There are certain parts, certain things that takes time for us to get back. So if tomorrow, I am expecting an order 4 months down the line, 5 months down the line, I say we see such high growth. That's why we require the funds to propel that growth. So I can obviously manufacture 3,000 units here, but I require the funds to manufacture those units over the period of time. And that's the reason why we're looking for funds from the market, is so that we can cater to the market, that the demand that we are expecting. If tomorrow 3 months, 4 months down the line I get a large order, and I tell my customer that please wait 3 months, I will manufacture and give you, that doesn't look good on me as a company. So that's why we are pre-planning future orders.
Fine, understood. Manisha ma'am, now coming to the main question that, typically what is the kind of working capital cycle in our business? And secondly, I believe company has announced a rights issue. So if you could tell us something about the rights issue, what is the amount of the rights issue, the price at which you're offering? So if you could share some details for us.
Yeah, so we have typically, as Krishna already gave information, that we are raising this of the expected orders which we have already uh, lined up to. And so 18 rupees is the total, 10 plus 8 rupees is the premium which we have charged. It's a very fair premium for the size and the expected margins which we will able to give a good leverage to the share. And the first call we are giving at around 7 rupees, because with 7 rupees we will come to know ki if there is another call and another requirement, then we will call for the another 11 rupees when the requirement comes up. So we don't want to unnecessarily take the money and keep in the balance where the requirement is not there currently with the company.
Okay. Basically,
Yeah,
largely for working capital is what we are raising money via the rights issue.
correct.
Correct.
Now tell me,
Correct.
one thing,
That and the marketing efforts that have.
okay, so that some amount will be used for marketing also. I mean, according. Okay.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Now, ma'am, what is the post rights equity which will be coming? Currently, the equity capital is about 11 crores. So after
Yeah.
this, what will be the post rights equity? Any idea?
Uh, mm, we are expecting 17 crores odd amount of
Okay.
equity increase.
Okay.
So currently we have around 11 crores, so it will come to around 17 crores will be the
Okay.
equity.
And Krishna, now coming to the marketing part of this product, which is a very unique product. Tell me one thing that, normally how much time does it take for the customer to get convinced and then that conviction to get built into order? So is it a 3 to 4 month process? You go and meet the client sees it, does a proper testing, and then he's convinced. So the cycle hota hai, right from the time you start marketing it, the customer sees the product. Typically, is it 2 to 3 months? I mean, is the estimation right, or is it slightly longer?
No, it's a fair estimation. I will give you an example also to go with this. It is an ideal example because the timeline splits very well. So Procter and Gamble is one of our clients, and as you said, as we discussed, they demonstrated Mandip factory, which is close to Bhopal. This was a few months ago. So they installed that panel over there. It was on the promise that only if we show 25% savings, they will pay us for it. So that happened. It took about a month for the paperwork to happen, the PO to get released for us to install. They obviously saw those savings, and we put that on our website. After that, over a month, the top management, it takes time for people to in the company to actually release the next order. Over the next 1 to 2 months, it took them to release the next order, and then they installed this our product in the entire building in that factory. And now that order already came, it is installed, it is already paid for. Now we are expecting their entire factory to be installed with our panel. And now they're trying to start a horizontal distribution of this technology, which now Honda, Dana or Hero, all of these companies have already started doing, wherein one factory of theirs gives this knowledge of this good product to all of other factories in their same company, and everybody starts buying. So it takes 3 to 4 months. You're right.
So fine. I think very nicely explained by you. Now, in terms of the growth opportunity, Krishna, since you are handling the marketing side of the business, what is the kind of feel you're getting when you meet customers? Like last 2 3 years has been a very difficult, challenging period for you people. I think you all have succeeded into a product which was difficult, but finally, I believe the market is giving you a good response. Tell me one thing: next 2 years, mein market opportunity dekhte hue, how do you see Perfect Infra Engineers growing? I mean, without giving numbers, if you could share your thoughts and
See,
outlook.
a lot of things. Yeah, so the thing is that I can show a very rosy picture here, but it is very difficult to foresee what is going to happen, because we're in such a graph, or we have such a product that there is no market for us. We are creating our own market here. There is no comparable product. There is no comparable, I would say, product, even some other industry for that matter. Kind of growth I can see here. All I can say is the sky is the limit. Because as you can see, the challenges that we used to face 3 4 years ago are very different from our challenges today. Those challenges don't even occur today. I'm doing sales today, where my channel partners who are there all across the country, we have over 2 dozen, are doing sales, and I don't even realize it. Few days ago, I got my second large order from government of Gujarat, and I did not even know they were approaching them in the first place. And it's a big enough order for me to have a material impact. Started pouring in where we don't even realize it. And this is just we have penetrated only in only 4 5 states in the country. Now we are starting with 3 4 more. So the India is a very large country. So over the next few years, if things go right, and if we get the right awareness out, and if we raise the right amount of funds for that awareness, the company can go 5x, even 10x in revenues, or in the amount of sales in the next few years. And I won't be surprised if that graph keeps on going exponentially, because the market is there. It's just that we should be able to supply to it.
Oh, fine. I think very nicely explained, Krishna. Now tell me one thing. Growth can be exponential, but are you looking at some other parallel marketing strategies, like getting some more marketing people, some more dealers on board? Because obviously, as you increase your market share, you increase your geographical presence, you'll require a little more marketing push. So are you planning to do anything more than the normal
Definitely.
marketing, which can actually boost your revenues?
So currently our model is, and this has what has been working us for now, for the past few years, is, as you said, the channel partner model. So we realized very early on that the customers require a lot of, I would say, a lot of conversation for them to go forward with this product. Initially it was a hard push. So we realized that we cannot run around everywhere. We cannot afford a marketing team on payroll for this to happen, because it takes time. So very early on, we started, making channel partners across the country. Today, I have who are trying to sell our product. One thing that is working very well for us is that this product is our own manufactured product. The margins here are significant enough for multiple people to share in between. It is not a product which has very low margin and very high volume. Although we have volumes which are low for now, but the margins are big enough for anybody, or for any channel partner to suffice when things start moving. So over the next few years, our aim is still going to be the channel partner model. We require more and more people who have the right relationships, or who have the right network in these private and government locations, for them to push over there. We cannot have relationships everywhere. We have to tap into the asset that my channel partner brings in for me. We don't expect give us advance on our orders. All we expect them to do is effort. We need to put them, they have to put effort into selling our product. It takes a few months for them to click in certain places, but when the orders start coming in, it is a no-brainer. The orders come on its own, and that's starting to happen now.
Nicely mentioned again, Krishna. Now tell me, Krishna, in terms of the mix between government and private customers, what would be the mix currently be like? And roughly, what are your number of active customers, which you have tackled in the last 3-4 years? Like, how many could be them?
I have a majority of my sales is government. I would say more than 50% of my sales is government today. So what is happening is, although number of customers in private companies is larger than in government, definitely. But what we have seen is government, to credit to them, is much more open to new technologies than with private. So I'll give you a simple example, where private companies sometimes ask the permission for OEMs, permission for to install this product in their existing ACs. The government doesn't do that. Government sees a good product, they see it is, and they go for it. So of my sales, but private is slowly picking up. I expect large orders to come from private over time. To give you some numbers, we have probably 1 dozen government clients, and more than 2 dozen private clients who are currently buying from us, and that number is growing day by day.
Okay, fine. I think Manisha ma'am, last question to you. I mean, is that in every business there is some risk attached. So, हमारे business में can we assume that because we have got a very unique product, a monopoly kind of status, this risk is minimized, and we don't have that kind of problem as far as a kind of a recession or a COVID. If you could explain that to us.
Uh, yeah. So one thing is a little advantages that we are a 2.5 decade old company. So we have gone through a lot of ups and downs already in my this company. So मैं बहुत पत्थर खा चुकी है कंपनी, उतना मैं बता सकती हूँ. और अभी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन picked up, and product is good, but risk is always there. No business is risk free. And another कोई same product, कोई similar product कहाँ से invention हो जाए, you never know. But that in a very short span, I don't see such a comparable product coming into the market. And manufacturing, because we have gone through the manufacturing also, there are quite some issues when we started manufacturing. The components were not available, the right sizes were not available, and it was a difficult time sourcing the right product which works. Now after doing 300 installation, we don't have a single failure. That has given us a very confidence about the product. And even it has given confidence to my customers that it works. So that is the thing we should take it from this. So
I think very nicely articulated by you, Manisha ma'am. I think thank you very much, Krishna, as well as Manisha ma'am, for this interview.
yeah.
Viewers, I think this was a very
Thank you.
good interview. I think if you like the video, please like it and share it with all others. Or Manisha ma'am, Krishna, I think all the best for you and your management team, and best wishes for your rights issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Avinash G. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you so
everybody.
much.